everyone. Welcome to a new video. My name is Chris. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notification, and of course, let us know in the comment section what you think about this video, about this piece of news. Fabrizio Romano saying that Kylian Mbappe's deal is going to be announced after the Champions League final, which was rumored, and of course, it makes sense that the Champions League final has to go. Real Madrid is going to play against Borussia Dortmund, and but the big piece of news is that they have advanced. It's a pretty much done deal. Obviously, Kylian, everybody knows he's going to join Real Madrid. However, the contract details is very important. And Fabrizio Romano saying that there's not going to be much of a difference between Mbappe's salary to Vinicius Jr. or to Jude Bellingham, which is pretty remarkable knowing that these guys, I'm the one that says that Jude is the best player in the world right now, surpassing Kylian Mbappe. However, everybody thought or rumored that Mbappe was going to get the most salary, the best paid player at Real Madrid, which it still might be by a small margin, but it's not going to be a huge pay increase or a huge difference. And of course, Vinicius Jr. out there, I'm sure with an ear over, listening to the rumors and saying, "Well, I've been at Real Madrid helping the club, going to Champions League finals." He thinks he's the star, and he certainly is one of those. But let's listen to what Fabricio had to say about this situation.
Entering into important days, a crucial weekend for Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund, Champions League final, but also a crucial couple of days for Kylian Mbappe deal, because Real Madrid are working on everything in terms of announcement, in terms of formal steps, in terms of the big bomb that will explode after the Champions League final, Kylian Mbappe and Real Madrid. Let me confirm one crucial point. From Real Madrid sources and also sources close to the player, the message on the salary is very clear. The fixed salary of Kylian Mbappe at Real Madrid will be absolutely in the same range of other stars at the club, like Jude Bellingham or Vinicius Jr. So the salary will be in that range, really similar to the other stars, will not be absolutely close to the salary he had on the table from Real Madrid 2 years ago in summer 2022. So that's absolutely confirmed. Of course, what's going to make the difference is about the image rights. Mbappe will have a good part of the image rights in the agreement with Real Madrid.
See that's important. That's important right there because even though Mbappe is going to more than likely give up a lot of the salary, he was getting paid a lot of money in uh, um, in PSG. Of course, they have all the money in the world. However, coming to Real Madrid, that's going to have to be different. That's going to have to be lower. But what Fabricio saying is a big deal. Image rights. And that is the bread and butter of most footballers right there. How much is he going to be able to keep and how much is Real Madrid? Because obviously, as a club, as a big entity and one of the biggest, if not the biggest club in the world, obviously it's important for them to keep some of these player rights. But how much is that going to be? I'm assuming Mbappe is going to keep the majority, of course, and be able to get his money's worth that way as well.
But also the signing fee over 100 million euros split in the 5 years of contract. So all set between Kylian Mbappe and Real Madrid, 5 years of contract.
How
So
much was that?
100 million euros split.
Man, 100 million euros split between the 5 years of contract that he's going to have. This is pretty simple. And he's going to get 20 million a year on top of his salary, on top of his image rights, uh, because of his signing fee. The good thing about this is that Real Madrid is not going to have to pay this lump sum at once, and they're going to be able to spend on other players as well, on other to reinforce the squad. As you know, Tony Kroos is leaving the club as well, but unbelievable stuff. Regardless, though, Mbappe knows he's going to be there for a long time. This is where he wants to be. This is the top of the cream. He can't go anywhere else. So just let it be in payments. 5 year contract, 20 million extra. Man, unbelievable stuff. We're talking about a lot of money, folks. A lot of money. Let's keep going.
Split in the 5 years of contract. So all set between Kylian Mbappe and Real Madrid, waiting on the formal steps. And then, guys,
And with that, the next guy that we need to talk about, that Fabrizio Romano brought up, is this guy right here, Jobe Bellingham. A lot of people don't talk about him. He's playing at Sunderland Football Club, our rivals, my rivals. But when we played them in the derby, to be honest, he was non-existent. However, a lot of people are saying he's a very, very talented guy. Right now, according to the transfer market, he's valued at 12 million euros, which I'm sure you could go higher than that, of course, and see what's happening. But Fabrizio Romano brought up this guy. Obviously, he is related to Jude, and maybe that is helping him a lot because it looks like he might be making his move to the Premier League. And I mean, what clubs? I'm not gonna say that a big club is gonna sign him. However, Fabrizio has something to say about it. Let's listen to what he had to say.
It's going to be time for the big bomb. We mentioned Jude Bellingham as one of the players with the best salary at Real Madrid. Well deserved, because Jude Bellingham was the signing of the season. Incredible numbers of goals, trophies, awards. Jude Bellingham was an incredible signing by Real Madrid. His brother, Jobe Bellingham, playing for Sunderland, a really, really talented player, could be one to watch in the summer, will be one to watch in the summer, because after the Champions League final, Jobe Bellingham will decide his future. And there are several possibilities. It's true that Brentford are interested, but what I'm hearing is that Crystal Palace are really pushing to make it happen. Oliver Glasner, the manager, who is doing an incredible job at Crystal Palace since he joined the club, they started performing in a wonderful way. Oliver Glasner is pushing, and also Duji Friedman, the director who had the
Yep.
proposal from Newcastle to be the replacement for Dan Ashworth and then decided to stay at Newcastle, now is working hard to bring Jobe Bellingham to Crystal Palace. So now depends on the player. He had to decide where he wants to go. There are several possibilities. Palace are pushing, Brentford are there, also clubs from abroad. So it's an open race, but mark the name, Jobe Bellingham, because there is a lot of movement around this talented player. A lot of movement also around our.
Well, he's talking about. I mean, obviously, there is no expectations right now for him for Job to go to a big club in the Premier League or a big club internationally. So Crystal Palace doing well, and they're looking to um, fight for European football next season. Trust me, they're playing good, and they certainly finished the season well. Crystal Palace, Dougie Freeman, Fabrizio mentioned them. He's not obviously he was very much he was courted by Newcastle United, and hopefully he was going to become the DOF, the director of football of the club. However, that's no longer an available thing. He is going to extend his contract at Crystal Palace, stay in London. He doesn't want to make the move to the northeast side of England, and now he's trying to get Joe Bellingham. Should any other club? What other club could try to sign him? What other club? Where can we see his talents taking him? I, in my perspective, in my respective opinion, I didn't think that he was that type of talent. I thought that it was a lot of because of his brother, and maybe that's what's helping him as well. But we will see what happens with him. Another big thing that Fabrizio brought up is Chelsea. Chelsea news, and it looks like Enzo Maresca is ready to sign his contract. As you know, Enzo. Now, I never understood the sacking of Pochettino. Maybe there was friction there between the ownership, between the directors and Pochettino, but there was made no sense when it comes to football. Makes no sense to sack a manager that brought you from the mid-table side all the way up to six, fighting for Europa, and then of course Conference League, but or fighting for European football. There's absolutely no way that you can sack a manager that did that with young players, with inexperienced players, and it made things happen after just one season. There had to be friction, and I'm assuming he had to be sacked. He's gonna have to get paid. It didn't make sense. However, they have to move on. Chelsea fans have to move on, but the same thing is going to happen with Enzo Maresca, that he is going to maybe not perform well. He's not. Who knows? You might miss Europe with Enzo. You might miss Europe. He's a championship manager at this point in time. He has a lot of talent. Worked under Pep. Maybe those Pep guys do well. Arteta certainly is doing well at Arsenal, fighting for the title. How long is Arteta going to stay at Arsenal without winning a title? I think, in my opinion, this is going to be the season, the make or break for Arteta and the Goons. Because if he doesn't win a title this season after three tries, and they're probably going to be 5.5, close to 6 years, then it might be time to move on for the Goons. However, let's get to what Fabrizio Romano had to say about Enzo Maresca, who's looking to sign his contract all the way up until 2029. So imagine one season, you sack this guy, you're going to have to pay him until his contract, expires. How much money can that be? So stop sacking managers. Let's listen to Fabrizio.
Around Armando Broja, we enter into the Chelsea galaxy with Enzo Maresca set to sign his contract till 2029 with option for further season. 2030 is now time to prepare the contract, then check, review, pay the compensation fee. So now is the technical moment of the deal, and then Maresca will become the new Chelsea manager, but this is not expecting to change the future of Armando Broja, who is returning to Chelsea from Fulham loan, but he's still expected to leave Chelsea in the summer transfer window. I told you about that at the beginning of May, and I keep staying on my position. Broja will leave. Broja is considering opportunities also from abroad, not just from England. There are English clubs interested, but also Monaco are tracking Armando Broja. It's not something close at this point. I'm hearing that Monaco have another priority. So Armando Broja is on the list, but is not guaranteed a top target for Monaco. They are considering other players too, but he's appreciated. So Broja could be one to watch this summer. For sure, Chelsea hope to make profit with the Albanian striker who is coming from the academy, and so also for financial fair play could be one more interesting deal for Chelsea. In terms of new signings for Chelsea, waiting again to complete the Enzo Maresca deal, I told you these days that Chelsea are considering the possibility of bringing in a new goalkeeper. They will discuss with Maresca about that. Also in other positions, we know about the striker, we know they want to bring in a winger, but what I'm hearing is that they're also working hard on a new centre. Chelsea want to sign a talented, important centre-back. At least one, could be two, we will see, based also on what happens with other players, including Trevoh Chalobah, but at least one centre-back will come to join Thiago Silva, to replace Thiago Silva, to join Chelsea. And so the idea of Chelsea is to go for a centre-back, could be right-footed, and so work in progress at Chelsea as they are preparing a short list of names, and they want to go for a talented centre-back. So work in progress on that one. Chelsea will go also for a...
Now, when it comes to center backs, it looks like Chelsea were jumping in the opportunity to get Tosin Aderbioyo from Fulham as well, a target for Newcastle United. He's on a free, he's a free agent, so he has contract over his next move right now. So maybe that was an option. But according to this latest report of Fabrizio Romano, then they might be changing. I say we. I don't know why I say we, but it's a regular expression about Chelsea might be looking to change their target to maybe somebody else. Maybe they know they've lost the battle. Hint, the Newcastle fans, this might mean that the Aderbioyo case is done deal. But we'll have to see if it gets confirmed in the next few hours. A lot of outlets saying that Newcastle are uh, keen to sign Aderbioyo and Lloyd Kelly, but we'll have to see, I guess. However, I wouldn't count Chelsea to still try to get this guy because he's free. You don't have to pay a signing fee for him. However, like you heard him say, Fabrizio, that they are still looking for a right-footed center back because of Thiago Silva, of course, leaving the club. And last but not least, it looks like also 24 minutes ago at the time of this recording, which is still the video gets recorded and it gets put out. No editing, no none of that. Fabrizio is also reporting that Lautaro Martinez has accepted his Inter Milan proposal to sign a new contract at the club until June of 2029. This 2029 number is pretty getting around, pretty famous. Everybody signing up to that year. Final details will be clarified on add-ons, on the add-on structure, and then it will be completed. But this is, by the way, according a fixed part of the salary already accepted, all set and signed pretty soon, as per Sky Sport as well. So the Argentinian World Cup winner will looks like it will re-sign with Inter Milan, meaning that he's going to stay there. However, if anybody wants, this could be a safe zone as well for other clubs. If they want to get him, they have to pay a transfer fee or a release clause. Now, this news is good for obviously for Inter Milan fans, all that. Shout out to Footy Judge Mo, a good friend that there's an Inter Milan fan. But this can also be something that's worrisome for Arsenal fans who wanted a striker, for Liverpool fans who wanted a striker, and because some people are tired of Nunez, some people are tired of the Arsenal striker situation. In Ketia, is it going to be good enough? Is Gabriel Jesus going to be good enough? So a lot of this name, I brought this up in a lot of conversations with a lot of people, and of course, this is a top striker. However, with this new pieces of news from Fabrizio, it looks like he's going to be staying at Inter Milan. However, at least for the moment, they can still pay a release clause, of course, and a transfer fee and get him that way. But it doesn't look like it's going to be this season. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching to the channel. My name is Chris. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye bye. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Very, very important. We'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.